Hey, greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers. This week on the weekly update, Sony has decided not to shut down some of its online stores. Star Citizen 3.13 has dropped with its new docking abilities and caves, as well as the PlayStation 5 might be doing a push to get some more created. All coming up on this week's weekly update. Hi, greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers. Sorry that I haven't been live at all this week, but that's mostly because this week I had to prepare for the royal visit. Yes, my mum and nan came over to say hi, so I've pretty much been spending most of the week trying to dust, clean, tidy, put away, shampoo, destroy, disintegrate and annihilate all the rubbish and trash around my house for the past couple of years. Yeah. But anyway, the actual visit went quite well. So thankfully, yeah, I managed to get the mum a seal of approval for living in here, and also the nan, which I can say is the Queen's mum, my nan. Sorry, that's just how I like to see it. But yeah, thankfully we managed to survive that ordeal. It was good to see them again. And yes, before you ask, both my mum and my nan had taken their vaccine shots, and I took, I think they call it a lateral flow test, just before they actually came over, just to make sure that we're all safe for the meet-up. So yeah. So I mean, we hadn't seen each other in a good couple of years, well, since like the lockdown, so since the beginning of last year, so that was pretty nice to get on with. Okay, but as I say, I didn't manage to get much in the way of streams or gameplays going this week. I did try to have a look at a program called, I think it was DCS, but this program is what I think of like a Star Citizen for airplanes, but in virtual reality. Now it looked like an absolutely awesome game. Where basically it's a free game to start off with, but that's how they put you in. The first one's always free, as they sort of say, but they give you like this game and 2 airplanes to try out. And you look in the airplane, and the airplanes are like detailed and modelled, and you use these airplanes in VR to go out and do all sorts of missions. You can create your own missions, you can do online missions, and it looks really cool if I could actually get the thing to work. So that was the problem over on, I spent Thursday night trying to download the thing because it was like 38 gigabytes. I thought, oh, fine, okay, no stream going out tonight. When I was trying to put it up on Friday night, I spent ages just to get like a flickering dual screen in front of me. So I think that might be down to, I don't think that's down to the computer why I couldn't play it properly, but I think it's down to the limitation of the actual Quest headset that I was using. So as I said, the game itself, as I was saying, the game itself, they give you like 2 free airplanes which you can play around with. But where they make their money is that there are other airplanes that you need to buy, and by God, they're expensive. But considering that's how the game is made, it's like a free environment for everyone to play. But you are paying for the airplanes because they are detailed models. Each model comes with like some maps, gameplay elements and other sort of things that go into it. So when you're like playing for like 30 quid for an airplane, you think, damn, I'm just playing for a virtual asset. 30 quid for a virtual asset, it's not a complete game. Well, that's because the complete game's free. And these models, they are creating and spend most of their time making to make sure they are fully detailed, fully fleshed out, and if you want it, then you can buy it. So it's an interesting model of how they sort of play that, which is why I say it's on like the same sort of level with Star Citizen, because Star Citizen is all about the spaceships, whereas you start off with the initial game package, which could be like an Aurora or a Mustang, depending on what game package you buy. But the real elements is in all the different types of ships. Now in Star Citizen you can buy all the ships in game. So far, give or take. Eventually every ship in Star Citizen will be playable and payable by in-game, but you can spend real-world money, which is also known as donations, to help fund the actual game, because it is a Kickstarter of all 300 million or 400 million pound Kickstarter, and they need to make money. So buying ships in real world for up to like £1,000 for a ship, yeah. Some ships are ludicrously expensive. I mean, the very small, simple fighters, they go for like 35, 45 quid. The starting ship is 45 quid. Then it goes up in price from there, such as like 80 quid or 250 quid for a Constellation. I know some people pay for the Constellation package for 250 quid. Now, I myself am too broke to be able to pay for any in-game ships. So let me phrase that. I'm too broke to be able to pay for any ships which I can actually purchase in-game. So I don't pay for it outside. I always try and do the grind and buy the ships in-game. All this being said, as I said at the beginning, 3.13 has dropped for Star Citizen. Now what I mean by 3.13 is that is the latest patch that has been released, and with this patch has come with docking abilities such as the Constellation series, Phoenix and Andromeda. They both have got their own little snub fighters in the back. Now anyone that's got a Constellation starship, they can now use their little snub fighters. But this is like a gateway level of development to be able to allow for station docking for the larger ships. The next things that are coming up are like the spaceships such as the Hammerhead and also the 890 Jump to be able to dock with the space stations, which I think is going to open up gameplay immensely, especially for some of those ships that can't actually land on the ground. But yeah, to be very honest, I really can't wait to be able to see those ships docking at the docking collars on the space stations, and to be able to embark on disembark or whatever on those space stations as points to. Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a game changer for what we've got at the moment. As well as coming with 3.13, we've got new caves and new explorations. There has been caves which you can actually fly into, caves that you can drive into, and caves that you have to walk into. Now, some of the bounty hunter missions that I tried out earlier were all walking caves, but I have been told by other people that yeah, you can actually fly into a couple of the larger mouth caves, and there are quite a few missions and requests to go in there and like clear out all the people that are camping out inside. So that's another level of development they've managed to make. As well as I think that some of the planets have been touched up, as well as some of the spaceships. I mean, the Andromeda series or the Constellation series of starships has also been touched up as well. But moving on, I did say that the Sony store, let's see if I can get this detailed right. The Sony store, they did announce some time back that they were closing off some of their stores later on this year, such as for like the early online PlayStation stores, like the PlayStation Portable, PS Vita, some like the old consoles which people don't play anymore. Yeah, They still do play them. We complained that we complained loudly when we heard that these stores were showing the same, because it's not just going to be, oh, even if if you made a purchase, you'll still be able to download it. No, it was going to be a complete shutdown. So even all of those old video games that you purchased, gone. They just vanish. You will not be able to get on. And I think that sets a bad precedent for the future. Such as, like, imagine what would happen if the Steam shop closed. You'd lose all the games that you purchased from Steam. But that's kind of how it was looking like it was going. I mean, if the Sony PlayStation Store for PlayStation games like the PS4 or PS5, they close in, say, like 2030, I was like, oh, well, you've lost all your PlayStation games, and you won't be able to get them back. So we made there's been a little bit of noise on the internet going about keeping the stores, and I think Sony listened, and because we was all yelling, do not close these stores, there are still people, there goes my light, there are still people that are enjoying the games, still people playing them, and we don't want to be in a situation where if you haven't downloaded them to a physical device, then tough dilly, they're gone. So we complained about that, and I think Sony has decided to reverse the decision to shut down that store, which I think is a good idea, because once those stores would have been shut, there would have just been hell to pay. And I think that, like I said, that's a bad precedent going forward. So in like the future, when like 2030 comes and they shut down the PlayStation 4 games, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, and say, well, no, it's an old system, no one's using it anymore. We want to push everything onto a new PlayStation Power or PlayStation Boombox or whatever they're going to be calling it later. Probably PlayStation 6. Yeah, it's going to be called the PlayStation 6. But PlayStation 666, or it'll be nicknamed. But yeah, so thankfully that's not going to happen. And the final thing. I heard that Sony is also going to ramp up production of the PlayStation 5. So for anyone that hasn't got their PlayStation 5 yet, so hands up, those who haven't got PlayStation 5, have you got your PlayStation 5 yet? No. Have you got your PlayStation 5 yet? No. None of us have, because we just cannot get them. Scalpers are just basically ruining the market. As soon as they come online, they're gone. They're basically vanished, and they're only giving in like drips and drabs. Now, one of the other main problems why it's been so low, or they haven't been able to get that many out, is because of supply. I was going to say supply and demand. The demand's there, just not the supply. There haven't been things like, I think, certain type of capacitors have just not been readily available, and as such, they have. And also because everyone's been working from home, no one's allowed to work in massive confined areas anymore. Yeah, say that to the people working at Amazon. As people are not allowed to work in these massive confined areas anymore, that their factories have just been only so slowly giving them out. But with more and more people coming back to work, Sony has announced that they are going to be doing full-blown production of the PlayStation 5. So they are going to try and see if they can flood the market. Let the scalpers just buy up all the ones they can. They've only got so much money in their pocket. And then once they're all gone broke by buying up PlayStations left, right, and centre, then we'll be able to take him, and then we'll be able to buy up PlayStations for you and myself, and that will be a good thing. And then we've got all these scalpers that are basically filled up their garages with these PlayStation 5s that they just cannot shift. And of course, it's gone past like I think like the 30 days money back guarantee, so they won't be able to refund it or return it, and they'll just be loaded up with all useless stock and complaining that they can't shift all this gear because the market's flooded with them now. Yay! So that's a little something to look out for. Again, I apologise that I haven't done any live streams this week. But that, as I said, mostly because I've been kind of busy with other things, and also I managed to it was a bit of a failure trying to get DCS to actually work. However, going forward for next week, I think I do Studio One. Start again. Yes, next week I still stuttering. That's probably because I'm not too sure what I'm going to do next week. I know there's still Boneworks I want to do. I haven't actually managed to download Boneworks yet. I'm kind of waiting until that comes on the sale. And there is another game that was called, let me see, XVR. And no, that's not any sort of porn game. That's X Beyond the Frontier, another space sim game that I'll be quite interested in to do. But I will probably try and see if I can finish off playing Doom, because I haven't finished Doom on the PSVR yet, as well as that BioShock on Alex BioShock. Yeah, that still needs to be completed. But yeah. And also, I probably might find me doing a little bit of bounty hunting in Star Citizen as well. And if there's anything else in particular you want me to look out for, please just place a note down below in the comments. If there's anything that you want me to try in VR, whether it be like horror. Let's see, don't forget the horror challenge is still out. Can you find a game that actually scares me? I know I've tried them all on the PlayStation, from like Impatient to Face Your Fears, and I laugh at this. Spiders crawling all over you? Nah. Pigs dangling from the screen, swirling while they're being cut in half? Laugh. Yeah, and also all the ghost, ghoul, goblins and boogers of the night. Sorry. Yeah, don't really doesn't really change me. Find something on the horror VR that you think could actually properly truly scare me, and then I will try it out for you and we'll see how that goes. Okay, also thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We would like to try and get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers eventually. Hopefully we'll be able to get there in time, but yes, so guys, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed liking this as much as I enjoyed in creating this. So, thanks very much, and I'll see you guys